guys, so I'm here today to film a good old-fashioned anti-haul. Honestly, like, makeup these days has just been kind of boring. There's a couple things I am interested in and I will share those at the end of the video. Also, if like my boob looks weird, it's because I took my bra strap off because it's bright red. It's just like tucked in here, so like just don't look at her. So yeah, we're here to film an anti-haul. I love a good anti-haul, and honestly, like, there hasn't been a lot of makeup that like I want to buy lately. Just nothing's been really standing out to me. So I went through Trend Mood this morning, took some screenshots, and we're just gonna chat. Before I get this video, subscribe to my channel, up every Tuesday and Thursday, and I did put up a video before this about the Shay and Trisha Jeffree drama. So if you want to see my perspective on that, I will link it down below. But let's get into it. The first thing is, can someone tell Beauty Blender that like new colors is not a new launch? Like, have they done anything? Like, they literally tried to launch that foundation and then it bombed, and they were like, well, I guess we're just gonna keep launching new Beauty Blender colors till we die. Like, I need something else. Give me anything else. But now there's a green one. I mean, I will say Beauty Blender is still my favorite beauty sponge. Everyone says like, oh, you know, there's so many good dupes, but I just don't find that the dupes last as long. So I just buy Beauty Blenders. I'm sorry. I'm a snob when it comes to Beauty Blenders. If you know like a really good dupe, let me know. I've tried the Real Techniques. I've tried the L'Oreal one. I loved the L'Oreal one, but it kept ripping on me. I'm aggressive. I tried the ColourPop one. It's a little bit too like spongy for me. So those are the ones I've tried. I know there's a Flower Beauty one, but like I'm in Canada, we don't have that. So for now, I'm just living on Beauty Blenders. ColourPop is coming out with an Animal Crossing collection. Okay, listen, I'm not a video game person. I don't play video games. It's just not who I am. So like, I don't know anything about Animal Crossing, but this does look kind of cute. I am gonna take this opportunity to talk about ColourPop though. I honestly, as a pasty ass white girl, and as someone who is so overwhelmed by ColourPop's collections, I've really stopped paying attention to their collections. But Amandab put up a great video here on YouTube talking about how she was fucking done with ColourPop. She is a Black woman, and she talked about how their collections aren't inclusive anymore. Like, they used to have all of these inclusive products, but they've now discontinued, and every collection has a fucking orange and a pink blush that would not pass the paper bag test, which means it wouldn't work on anyone darker than a paper bag. And she's not wrong. When I first watched her, a couple of her videos critiquing ColourPop, I noticed that she said that, and then I started paying attention to their collection, and it's like every collection is like this peach blush and this pink blush, and they're so light and they won't work for anybody. And it's like, what the fuck? I mean, these palettes look kind of cute, but again, they're not very inclusive because like the pastels are not going to work on people. Like, they could have used like a brighter shade and it would have worked better. So like, the ideas of quads are okay, but like also ColourPop needs to just like take a chill pill. I feel like we've been saying this for years, and they literally said, fuck you, I'm not listening, because like they just keep pumping out collections. There's like 4 ColourPop collections in this video I have to talk about. Like, can we stop? And also, can they produce inclusive collections? And like, maybe just like everyone also is like, can you stock the products that you actually already have? Because they keep putting out new collections, but then there's everything in their website is out of stock. At the beginning of the pandemic, I thought it was just like pandemic things, but like, you can't blame it on the pandemic when you've literally launched like, I don't know, 50 collections during this pandemic. Like, you're launching like 2 to 3 collections a week, and you can't stock the things on your website that are permanent. Like, what is up with that? I'm so confused. We have another ColourPop collab or collection. This is the Wild Child collection, and a lot of people are speculating that this is kind of from the outrage about their color, like their collections not being inclusive. But like, again, like, look at those blushes. Are those blushes or bronzers? I don't know, but look at them. They're so light. Even the palette, like, only like two of the matte shades are gonna work on somebody deep, and maybe not even 2. That one, like, maybe just one will work on somebody with deep skin tones. And like, it just looks like, for first of all, it's just like not cute. Oh yeah, those are blushes. Who are those blushes gonna work on? Like, just like, no. Maybe instead of like pumping out like 10 collections a year, sorry, a month, you could like just focus on making one really good one. Would that kill you? Probably yes. Clinique is coming out with an even better serum foundation, which like looks kind of cute, but like also, can we talk about the shade range? It does not go deep at all. Basically, I'm white, so shade ranges usually work for me. Actually, usually the lightest shades never are too dark for me. But whenever I look at a shade range, I always think of Nima Tang here on YouTube and think like, could she use the darkest shade? Because if she couldn't, your shade range isn't dark enough. So like it just looks like there's like fair, light, even like the medium shades don't look very medium. And then like the deep shades, like they don't go very deep, tell you what. So I'm a little disappointed in that. I mean, serum foundations are very in right now. I just thought I would mention that, like, why can't we get shade ranges right? Like, as soon as, like, first of all, it should have been years before Fenty came out, but as soon as Fenty came out, you all should have gotten a fucking boardroom and got your shit together and started hiring Black people to help you formulate foundation ranges and like just done something about it. Like, it's 2021 now. There is no excuse. Y'all suck. Alexis Stone put out like a brow blank out that's just like a concealer with a spoolie, and I just don't understand it. I also don't remember what, but I remember Alexis Stone being involved in some serious drama. Alexis does that makeup where they make themselves look like a celebrity, and like they have come out against people who also do that and like have kind of acted like they created that in a really obnoxious way. And there was some other drama surrounding them, so like not impressed with them like overall, but also this product feels dumb. Like, you can just use a concealer if you want to bleach out your brows, but like, I guess to each their own. I don't want it. Pat McGrath is adding to the Divine Rose collection. This highlighter looks really pretty swatched, but it's like too pinky gold for me. I'll never use it. It'll be way too dark on me anyways. The little pink quad is cute. I like those because like the full palettes are so expensive, and I really want a Mothership palette, but the issue is that like, in order for me to spend that kind of money on a Mothership palette, I have to use like, I have to like every single shade in the palette, and I just haven't found a palette that I like every single shade in, so like I can't buy it. But the little quads are fun because like a quad is obviously cheaper and like you only need to like 4 shades. And her palettes are so pretty, but like I just can't, I can't buy it. It's so expensive. We're on another ColourPop collection. Like, what is this ashy ass palette? Like, even I think it's ashy and I'm as white as they come. Like I'm just, it's called Off Melrose. And again, here's a peach and a pink blush that will work for no one darker than me. And another eyeshadow palette that like, do we need it? Do we need another eyeshadow palette? Like, look at this basic ass neutral palette with like a greeny gold in it. Every other shade in here has been in 25 other ColourPop palettes. Like, that's what I don't understand. Is like they just keep putting out the same palettes over and over again with the same shades over and over again, and it's like, why? Who's buying these? This is what I have to know, because they're in every anti-haul ever. They're in every video getting shit on. Like, who's buying these? I did buy the Hocus Pocus collection, and I bought the Christie collection last year, but other than that, I haven't bought when I bought the Mulan palette. I don't care what you say about the Mulan palette, I really liked it. I mean, I don't know if it was like Mulan vibes, but it was a cool tone palette, so I was fucking there. Oh, and I also got the Stone Cold Fox palette, but still, that's because I've been dying for a cool tone palette my whole life. But this palette, like, everyone has this palette already in their collection. Natasha Denona is coming out with a Valentine's Day collection, and like, honestly, it's kind of cute. I'm not buying it, but it's kind of cute. I like the way that Natasha Denona does collections. Like, it's not like ColourPop where they're like, here's 17 new things 6 times a month. Like, Natasha Denona does a couple new collections a year, and I like that it's just like a quad and a lipstick and like a blush duo or like a cheek duo Again, this cheek duo is not very inclusive. But I do think the palette is cute. It's just like nobody needs it because you have all these colors in your collection already. Same with this like pinky nude lip color. Like, where are we going that we need new lipsticks? Nowhere. You shouldn't be going anywhere. Same goes for NARS put out a soft matte tinted lip balm. Like, first of all, like, I get that tinted, like a tinted lip balm is in right now, but like, who's paying NARS prices for a tinted lip balm? Listen, I love NARS, and there are a lot of NARS products that I will spend money on, but I'm not paying NARS prices for a tinted lip balm. You get that shit at the drugstore. Like, something that's literally not gonna show up on your lips, and you want me to pay NARS prices for that? Oh, hell no. Not happening. Another Morphe palette. Another Morphe palette. This is called what is this called? The Sweet Oasis collection? Like, why are they still putting out 35 pan palettes like anybody cares? Like truly why? What I hate the most about Morphe's 35 palettes is that there's always like 6 shades that are in each palette twice. Like, so many of those blues and pinks and like weird light colors, like the entire first row is the same shade. Like, you just do not need that many of the same shade in one palette. Like, there's, first of all, everyone has 65 pinks in their collection by now, because after the Naked 3 came out, pink, and like the Modern Renaissance came out, we all have enough. And I get that blues are in right now, but like, do I need this? Like, it's just like, what's happening here? It's very like kids makeup looking with like a random row of like a random mustard yellow in there. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that? And then like a random gray. Like, I'm just like so over their palettes. They need to like try something new. I mean, I don't support Morphe anyways because they're kind of a terrible company, but like, can they try something different? Can they like give me a different size, like something? Like, I'm just so over these palettes. JLo came out with a skincare line, and I'm not one of those people that cares if celebrities come out with skincare and stuff, but I will say that like, I kind of think, like, I'm not sure who the like target audience is for this skincare line, but like, it feels a little like tacky looking to me. Like, I haven't touched the packaging, so maybe it'll feel luxe, but like, it looks kind of tacky. Like, it looks like very like mom makeup, like my mom would buy this. But like, I also saw her doing she's like a collab with like Desi Perkins over it, and like Desi Perkins, well, she is a mom. She's a young mom. She's a cool mom. And I just feel like I don't get the vibes of this. Also, I saw that there's carmine in something else in one of her products, and somehow she's still labeled as cruelty-free and vegan, which makes no sense. And also, to anyone that's allergic to, like, I'm allergic to carmine. When I wear red eyeshadow, my eyes get itchy and puffy, and like, I will suffer through it. But one of like the skincare serums in here has carmine in it, which is dangerous to like not tell people, because I don't expect my skincare to have carmine in it, like, at all. So like, I wouldn't look for that. And especially when it's called cruelty free and vegan, it's even more confusing. I think it's vegan. I know it's listed as cruelty free, but it has carmine in it, so I don't know how that works. Celebrities doing skincare lines is a little sus to me, because like, JLo, you did not get that skin from your skincare line. Let's just stop. You are doing peels. Like, it's like Kylie skincare. It's just like, why? Like, we do not try to act like you're getting that skin from your skincare line. It's just like not possible. Like, you have procedures done, and like, sure, if you're open about that, it'd be different if she was like, I want to do the skincare line because I know how expensive skincare is, and I want people to be able to get good stuff at affordable prices. But like, that's not what she said. Like, she's trying to play it off like this is her skin, and like, or this is her skincare, and like, I bet it's not. Wet n Wild's also putting out a Valentine's Day collection, and like, what is this Claire's ass makeup? Like, they really were like, let's just make the packaging pink and write love on everything. Some like red lip glosses, a blush, some like even the colors aren't even that exciting. Like, I get that like Valentine's Day, you're kind of like you're stuck in a collection, but like, Natasha Denona's looked cute at least. This is just like, it looks very child makeup. And like, while I know Wet n Wild is cheap, like, it's cheap makeup, usually they like put out some cute shit, but this ain't it. Everything is pink. Everything is pink. Tarte is coming out with another Tartelette palette, and like, guys, the world is so over Tartelette palettes. And also this one is somehow, I think this one's bigger than their other Tartelette palettes, or it looks bigger, like, and this is another, like, 3 of those shades are in there twice, at least. Like, this could have been a quad, or like a 6-pan. Like, you do not need this many shadows. And honestly, like, I used to love my Tartelette palette. I know people that love the Tartelette and Bloom palette, but like, I'm over it. Okay, I don't know what the fuck this is. I still don't understand it, but it's like a custom lipstick thing from YSL that's like, is it from YSL? Yes, from YSL. That's like $300 so you can create your own lipstick color. Guys, no one is doing this. Nobody, even makeup artists. Like, first of all, makeup artists already have like 65 lipsticks in their kit. They can just make their own lipstick color if they want to. Nobody needs this weird concoction to create their own lipstick color. Like, who needs this? Just mix together 3 lipsticks that are in your kit. You don't need a $300 concoction. And then like, where, like, this picture has like 3 different reds inside as the color. So that means that it's $300 for the product, then you have to, or for like the container, and then you have to like buy inserts for it. Like, who is doing this? I don't think rich people want to do this. This is boring. It's just a waste of money. Just go buy 75 lips. Like for this price, you could go out and find the world's most perfect lipstick for you, because you could buy every lipstick in the world. This is just like so ridiculous, and like, I don't understand who buys these things. Like, when these luxury brands put out these things, like, who's doing this? Who? Anastasia put out a new collection. I will say I appreciate this is a nice slimmed down collection from what they normally have, but like, I'm not buying any of it. I don't do lip glosses. We're not lip gloss people around here. I will never be a lip gloss person, so like, let that dream go. The highlighter is way too like warm toned for me. If you look at it, it looks like icy white in the pan, but if you look at the swatches, they're like definitely more like of a gold shift. And I will say, I kind of like the idea of the brow freeze, but I feel like you go through a lot fast. And in their demos, they show them putting it on and then having to like smooth it out with like the ferrule of a spoolie. So then I just am like, okay, well, if it's not actually, if I have to smooth it out in order to get it to hold in place, that's not what I want. Like, personally, I'm looking for a really good brow gel that will stand my brows up, but I don't want them to have to be glued to my face. I'm literally using the Got To Be Glued right now for my brows. I'm trying to decide if I like that more than the soap brow or not. But yeah, I just feel like I would need to see a bunch of reviews and a bunch of influencers raving about this before I ever purchased it, because like, it feels sus. Violet Voss is still around. Honestly, when I saw this eyeshadow palette, I thought it was a Sephora palette, like a Sephora collection palette, and I was like, my first thought was like, why does Sephora keep putting out these shitty little palettes? Who the fuck buys them? And then I saw it was Violet Voss. I will say, I do like that they're doing a smaller palettes now, because nobody needs those, like, everyone's over those giant ass palettes. So like, I like the size of this palette. It's just like, this color story, first of all, like, you're a season too late. This is a fall color story. And second of all, it's just like done to death. And also, again, 4 of those shades are the same. Can people stop doing that? It's just like not exciting. Like, it's not an exciting color story. And like, for Violet Voss, I feel like they're kind of in this weird in between right now, where like their like old palettes are kind of over and they're trying to like create new products, so like they need to give me something wow, because like, this ain't it. Melt Makeup launched the Blueprint palette, and I love Melt Makeup. I'm actually wearing the 420 palette today, and I'm like so feeling these grungy vibes. But I'm not feeling the Blueprint palette. I will also say, I kind of feel like the pictures that they released of the Blueprint palette are like false advertising. If you look at the picture here, you'll see that one red shade called Hammered, but if you actually look at the swatches, that's just a dark warm toned brown. So I don't know what they did to this, but it doesn't look like that at all. And honestly, the red kind of makes the palette look cooler than like a warm tone brown does. Like, who needs a warm tone brown in their collection? Literally nobody. I kind of like that there's more shimmers in this collection than mattes, because a lot of their palettes are like super matte heavy and then they don't have a lot of shimmers, but I really do love their shimmer formula. Like, the 420 palette has no shimmers. I really do love their shimmer formula, but like, these just aren't colors that I would go for. Like, Beaming is like this whitish gold color, and I feel like they have this exact same color in the Muerte palette, and like, I don't do warm tone shimmers, like, no. Same with like this orange color, and then like nailed looks kind of nice, but again, I don't know what these colors look like because the swatch, like I think this color story is misleading in this picture. Their palettes are very much like, here's a neutral side and here's a colorful side, and like, well, that's fun. Like I want them to do like a full on, like the Muerte palette and the Vita palette where they were just like all fun colors. Like that's what I want from Melt. This palette just like didn't do it for me. And while like I saw this palette and I was inspired to wear blue eyeshadow for like one day, it's just not something that I'm gonna wear. Like who's wearing blue eyeshadow all the time? We all already have blue eyeshadow in our collections probably, and we just reach into that for the one day we want to wear it and then go on with our lives. ColourPop came out with these little 5-pan palettes that everyone is like, oh my god, they're ripping off Natasha Denona, and like maybe, but I don't care. Like also Natasha Denona did not invent putting 5 square palettes in a row, I don't think. But I just wanted to mention these because I'm not buying them because I wanted to buy them because those like glittery shades were really speaking to me. But I saw someone swatch them all next to the Tati Beauty palette, and while people are like, oh, this is supposed to be a dupe for Natasha Denona, if you actually swatch the colors, they're literal identical dupes for the rose in the Tati Beauty palette. So if you have the Tati palette, you don't need this. And if you want the Tati palette and you can't get it, is it sold out? I don't know what's happening with Tati Beauty right now. I'm doing a video on that, I think, on like what happened to Tati and Tati Beauty. But if you wanted the palette and you don't want to spend the money or you can't get it anymore, these are literal exact dupes for the palette. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about here is Wishful, I don't know who Wishful Skin is, but they're coming out with a hyaluronic acid serum called Thirst Trap Juice. And I just want to tell you that sounds disgusting. Like what do you think of when you think of Thirst Trap Juice? Because I think of a kind of juice that I don't want to put on my skin. Like, it just like the name made me want to die, and that's why I had to mention it in here because like, ew. So we're not buying that. No, thank you. There's only 2 things that I saw that like piqued my interest that I wanted to mention. The first is this Kaleidos Makeup and Angie Shka collab. They put an eyeshadow palette together, and like honestly, this palette, like this is a color story. I'm so over boring color stories. This is a color story. Like this green with like these reds and purples and the shimmers. I love it. Yes, I'm not gonna buy it because I don't need to buy any more eyeshadow palettes, but I do love it. And lastly, Samantha Ravndal, you bitch. She came out with a makeup line. It's called Auric Beauty, and I knew that I was gonna have to buy it, and here I am. This video is actually going up after the launch, and like prayers for me that I was able to get some products because I really want them. And if I do, I will do a video on it. But yeah, Auric Beauty put out a glow luminizer, which like, my girl, she gets me. Yes, please. Yes, with the glow luminizer forever. It's kind of like a Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. You put it under your makeup, mix it with your makeup, put it on top. I need it. And she's also putting out cream and powder shadow duos, which looks so gorgeous. I think I'm gonna get 2 of them. I want Defiance and Ego. And yeah, like her products just look beautiful. They are a little bit pricey, but it's supposed to be like a luxury brand, so I'm not surprised. So yeah, I need those. I'm so excited for her brand. Like, as soon as she launched, like when she launched, I knew it would be products like that because like it's so her vibe. And I love a glittery lid color. Like she's the one that turned me on to the Hourglass Scattered Light, which is my favorite glittery lid color. So I'm so excited to see what she came up with because like I know that that's her vibe and that's also my vibe. So that is everything I'm not buying in 2021, and one thing I am buying. I think a lot of people, you know, pandemic times, we don't feel the need to wear makeup. We'll wear as much makeup. Like I don't wear makeup on a daily basis. Even when I'm leaving my house now, like I don't put makeup on under my mask because like it feels gross. Also, we're in lockdown right now, so like I'm not leaving my house unless I'm going grocery shopping. But a lot of brands I just feel like are being lazy with launches, or like everyone's following the same trends. So like I'm so bored. And or you've got ColourPop who's pumping out products like it's their fucking job, because I think that they get a lot of sales with all this limited edition like bullshit. It's very much how MAC used to be. I could do a whole video on that, but it's just like exhausting. And like I used to, like when ColourPop was new and they were starting to put out lots of collections, I used to like it because it was more spaced out and like you were like, ooh, what are they putting out now? But like now it's just like I'm exhausted. Exhausted. So yeah, let me know what you guys have been liking of the new makeup launches, if anything has kind of piqued your interest, or if you're also kind of over all the new makeup launches, like I feel like a lot of us are. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!